It's a bright and wonderful morning here. Antonio David is named, aka Chidav. So the big question I'm going to be asking you is, after you're done cultivating, what else do? You just allow the plants to grow and then you leave them to chance, to anything to just happen to them? Is that what you really do? Well, if that's what you do, then you need to watch this video, because in this video we're going to be showing you what you have to do to your field after you've planted. So we are going to be talking about the various maintenance practices you would carry out on your ugu field, your pumpkin field, what you need to do after you have cultivated, and that is what we are going to be looking at this morning. If you don't get to observe your field, then you might end up losing a whole lot on your field. So as a farm owner, or as a farmer, or as an agronomist, you have to ensure that you are always observing your field, like every single day. You have to observe your field. This will help you if there's any challenge on the field. You can easily come up with solutions to it before it gets beyond control. So that is the whole essence of you observing your field. Make sure you go around the field, you observe, you check out things, you look at your crops, you ensure you do a thorough field evaluation, if not on a daily basis, but at least within a week you have to go around and observe. This will then, because this will then inform you when you need to then carry other maintenance practices, such as application of your pesticide, or application of your fungicide, or application of even your nutrients. So all this observation is then going to tell you when you need to carry out all this. So you have to observe as one of the maintenance practices. You have to observe and observe. So observation, in fact, is the most important of all these operations you have to carry out. So you need to know that you know what you are looking out for on your field on a daily basis. The first thing you do after planting is to observe your field, to then identify the missing seeds, because the whole idea is to get the right population at the end of the day. So what you want to do and ensure is that you get your field supplied and then planted with the right plant population, planted with the right plant population, and that is what we are doing right here. So this field, this bed does not have the required number of seeds that we need, and that is what this guy is doing right now. He is supplying the bed with the missing seeds, so that at the end of the day we are going to have the right plant population. So that's the first maintenance practice. You supply where you need to supply, and then you replant where you have to replant, so that at the end of the day you have the right plant population. So that's the essence of either supplying or replanting, but most of the time it's usually better to resupply. That is, if you have an already pre-germinated seedling, so you can easily use that to resupply. But if you don't, you have to then plant again, so that the difference in size wouldn't be so much. So that's basically what you do on your ugu field. Before you even apply your compost, you have to ensure that the field is weed free, because you wouldn't be applying your compost or your manure on a field that is weedy. That means you are not really supplying nutrient to your crop, you are rather supplying nutrient to the weeds as well. So the whole essence of the application of the nutrient is so that they will be available to your crops and your crops alone. So the first thing you do is you ensure your field is weed free. As a matter of maintenance practices, you need to ensure that your field is weed free. That way whatever amendment you apply to the soil will be available to your crop. So we ensure that the field is weed free, and then you apply your compost or whatever amendment you have in mind to applying to the field. So the next thing you're going to be doing is application of compost. This is very, very essential, because your vegetable ugu are lovers of compost. Once they have enough nutrients in the soil, you see them blossom. So the next thing is application of compost. The method we are using here is the drill method. We drill a path along the rows of the ugu, because the ugu have been well outlined before now. So we drill a hole along the rows of the ugu, and then we apply a compost into it. So that is what we are using here. So we're making use of frass. Which is the waste from BSF, which is black soldier fly. So they are very, very rich in nutrients, and that is what we are using here. So we're going to make use of combination of BSF and then poultry manure. This would be very, very useful on this farm. So that is what we are using here, and that is another way of you ensuring you maintain your field. The next in line, guys, is to ensure that you have water available on your field. So for this field, we have already installed our irrigation on the field. We have irrigation installed on the field already. So for this field, all we need to do is to ensure we keep on observing the field, the drip line, to ensure that anywhere we have leakage, we get it covered, because we are definitely going to have that in the cost of our operation. So anywhere we have leakages, we ensure we get it all fixed back. So we're ensuring that there's availability of water on this field so that the crops can get enough water so as to produce optimally. So irrigating the field is another maintenance practice that has to be carried out. Alright, still on the maintenance, guys. So we are maintaining the field. So what we are doing here basically is we are applying we have quite a combination of chemicals we are using to carry out this operation right now. We have a fungicide, an insecticide, and foliar fertilizer all mixed together in order to carry out this very operation you are seeing. So I told you this is one of the maintenance operations you need to carry out on your field after you've established your field. So, and that is what we are doing right here. Yeah, that is what we are doing right here. So this is how basically you do it. You aim the plant. Is the plant you have to aim, not just spraying it randomly. You have to aim the plant. So that's how you carry out this operation, guys. That is just how you carry out this operation. The last thing I would want us to consider too is harvesting. So harvesting is another key area. You should be able to identify when your ugu is ready for harvesting, so that you don't allow it to grow into very hard leaves. Ugu is most needed or mostly bought when the leaves are a bit succulent. So you don't allow it to grow so hard, and then you won't be able to sell it. So basically what we do for this field, we are going to be harvesting twice every month. So and that is why we have to ensure that the right maintenance practices are carried out on the field. We have to apply the fertilizers when you have to also ensure we apply the fungicide, the insecticide as and when due. But the major thing, or the most important thing of all this maintenance, is your observation. Observation is key. If you're able to observe and then identify what is wrong on your field early enough, you are not going to have any issues on the field. So once we are able to observe and then do the right things on the field as and when due, I tell you, you are going to have a bumper harvest at the end of the day, and then you will smile to the bank. So guys, I really want you at this point to smash on the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet. Turn on the notification bell if you haven't done that already, and as well as like my video, share with other people. And you know what, I need you to right now hit on one of the videos appearing on your screen as to enjoy another content from Chidavagriculturalhub. So we'll see you in our next video, guys. Bye for now.